What's going on, Mr. Jones?
How you doing, sir?
I'm blessed. What about you?
Oh, couldn't be better. Could not be better. Actually, I'm still in the van.
Yeah,
Uh,
I see.
I'm still in the van. Headed home now.
What
Yes,
kind of van
sir.
is what kind of van is that again?
This is a 17 Ford Transit 250. High
Okay.
roof. It's got the high roof, and it's not the it's not the extended wheelbase, but it's a FedEx van. Used to be used in FedEx.
Where'd you buy that? You must have bought that from the auction. Hello? You bought that from the auction,
I
didn't you?
did. Richard Brothers.
I I could tell because they didn't
Yes, sir.
like
Richard
they didn't
Brothers.
clean
Yes, sir.
they didn't clean it or nothing. That's how I know you bought it from the auction.
Nothing.
That
Nothing. Didn't
thing
clean
you
it.
need.
Didn't take FedEx off of it or anything.
Yeah, you need to throw
I
some.
got a
You
young
need
man to
to.
take the FedEx off, sir.
Yeah, you need to run that through the detail shop, Mr. Jones.
Oh, absolutely. I got a young man about to put the take this FedEx stuff off of it here this afternoon. So I'm headed back home, to wifey and everything, and I'm gonna take this off. I got a young man waiting on me to get home and call him so he can take this off.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. Uh-huh. I didn't get the
Uh,
camera right. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm here. Yeah.
I see you. I see you. Everything good with
Right.
you,
I'm
Mr.
going
Jones?
in to file this. Yeah, yes, sir. I did. I got the registration on filed yesterday. I filed the DOT, the MCC authority yesterday. Got a USDOT number last night. Phone been blowing up, and I'm about to go in here and do a BOC3. I'm going on in here and do this BOC3 uh, with this company here out of Tennessee. Uh, I'll go on and file it with them, and it appears as though I need a $300,000 insurance policy. Right now, I only got 2550, the state minimum. So as it gets closer to the approving my authority, I'll go on and bump that up to at least the 300,000. I see a lot of people once as asking about a million. I was looking all over Indeed and different places last night to get an idea. I missed the show yesterday, but I went back and watched it. I even made notes on it. So shout out to yesterday's show. So
Yeah.
today I'll go on and do the BOC3 as well as shop around a little bit for that $300,000 insurance policy.
Oh,
But I
okay.
know you got a great place to tell me, and you'll lead me in the
Who
right
who
direction.
who you? How much you paying for the BOC3?
About $50.
Okay. All right. What
You
you
know,
what you
that's what they
what?
called. Now they just called me and said that today.
Well,
So it
here's
costs
the
fifty
thing.
dollars.
A lot of people gonna call you because as soon as you register, they sell your information. So a lot of people are gonna be calling you trying to solicit you to buy a bunch of things. So just be careful with that. You know what I'm saying?
Does that sound does that sound fair,
No,
or does that sound too low, or what?
no, that's cool. But what are you looking to do, Mr. Jones? You might not even. Are you looking to get an MC? Like, what are you planning on doing?
Yes, I want the authority because ultimately I will have box trucks. You remember delivering produce. And because I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee, I touch three states, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi. And my farm is actually in Mississippi. But the equipment, these vans and trucks are going to be registered in Tennessee under an entity I have in Tennessee. They are well. This one is registered already to my business in Tennessee here.
So, what were you doing today? What you was doing today?
Oh, today. So I've been on I've been on roadie and dispatch previously, along with some food operations. So today I turned on the app and I picked up a job, picked up from a company called Ferguson's. It was a little
Heating and
box.
cooling.
that needed to
Oh,
go, sir.
okay. What? How much
Heating
they
in
pay
there,
you to?
something dealing with heating in there, I guess.
Yeah, Ferguson's. What?
Yeah,
How much they pay you
Ferguson's.
for that?
41 bucks. In fact, I took a screenshot of it for you, to share. But it was $41, and it went 28 miles. So I got up this morning, wanted to get out, and once I got over there, they had another order that was going about 7 miles, for $14 and change. So I went on, and she asked if I could take it. I said sure. I go it on a ride. I was out and about.
Mm.
So I said sure, I'll take it. So I dropped that off for them, as well as went up to a little town called Mumford, Tennessee, which I'm very familiar with. I'm from, that's up in that area is my hometown. So I ran on up there through Millington, right up to Mumford, and dropped that off as well. You know,
Mm.
but the orders was ready. I didn't have to wait. Didn't have to see anyone. Take a picture, and made it on back home safely. Stop. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Let's
Yes,
take a
sir.
look at let's look at the outside of the van. Let's take a look at the
Oh, sure.
outside.
Yes, sir.
Flip
All
it.
right, there you go. I just got out of it. Let me back up. Can you see that one?
Wait. FedEx didn't remove. Normally they remove the decals off when they sell
I,
these vans.
I would assume so, right? So I
Yeah.
got a young man coming over now to remove all the decals off. Nothing. Nothing. Just got my new place. I got me some commercial plates yesterday. So I fooled around and started this side and realized that wasn't my job. It actually
You got it. You
caused a
got a heat
blister.
gun.
Caused a
You
blister on
got.
my finger. Oh yeah,
You was just.
yeah. I got a heat
You
gun.
used. Okay.
Yeah, I got a heat gun. It caused a blister. And then that's my little trailer right there. My little 6x12 trailer right there. I just got that in last week too.
The
Uh,
open one or the enclosed one?
it's enclosed. Yeah, the open one with that lawnmower. See that a young lady gave me that zero turn on that lawnmower a couple of weeks ago because she couldn't get it started, and I ordered a starter and a relay for it, and it cranks up just perfectly fine.
She
So
gave
in
you a
my
zero.
community
She
of
gave.
Orange
She gave.
Mound,
She gave you a
sir.
zero turn. That's like a $5,000 lawnmower. That zero turn.
Hey man, I don't think that one hit that number, but she wanted it
Mm-hmm.
moved before Christmas, and she's another farmer friend of ours, and so she called me up and said, "Hey, come get this thing out of here before the
Let me
holidays,"
let me see
and
it.
I
Let me
did
see that
that.
lawnmower. Let me see it.
Hold 1 second, let me set this food on the porch. Oh, for my wife. My wife had me go and see, even in my front yard at home, it's a garden. You see all that?
Oh,
So
okay.
my wife did all that garden stuff right there.
So
Let me
so
see here.
you say you live in Orange Mound?
Orange Mound, Tennessee, baby. If you can make it in Orange Mound, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, that's where A ball
All that
MJ A ball MJG.
stuff.
You heard me?
Furrow, time cutter, MX
You
5000. She gave me right there. She gave me that thing right
yeah.
there.
That's
So I
about
put a start and a relay on it,
that's about a $4,000
and
lawnmower.
And if you can look right back there, there's another one back there behind the trailer. I pushed the trailer back up there behind another one. So what I want to do is, I want this summer, this spring actually, I want to encourage a couple of young men that's around here on, like to hang out, that want to work. Number one, they have to need to work. Really, I really want them. I really need them to need to work, and we're going to create an opportunity for them to do a little landscaping, little lawn service or something. I'm just trying to create another avenue for somebody else to do that.
Okay.
I can, been kind of blessed. I want to get
Yeah, we lost you there for a second.
her.
You still there?
So
You still
there's the
there?
17, that van. Yes, sir. That van,
Oh,
I picked that van up for 12,000.
okay. Yeah, you
Yeah.
said you from Orange Mound, so you heard of A ball and MJG, right?
Come on, man.
Yeah, because you
Come on,
about.
man.
Yeah, I know you know A Ball and MJG.
All these boys.
You know what's your
All
favorite
these
song
boys
by
right over there in
what
Castalia.
what's your favorite song by A Ball and MJG, Mr. Jones? How old are you, Mr.
I
Jones? How
don't.
old are you? How
I'm not a
how old are you?
man. I'm 58, man.
You
I'm
58.
58.
You 58.
Yes, sir.
What is this?
Hmm.
2024. So
Yeah,
in 1990
66,
so in
1966.
so in 1994 you was 28,
Marine Corps. Marine Corps.
but you was
I was
28 in
still. I was
94.
doing the Marine Corps. Yeah,
Right.
somewhere in there. Okay.
So you should
Yeah.
be up on 8 Ball and
Uh,
MJG.
See, I'm not that type of person. I'm gonna tell.
You a what?
I'm not that. I don't do very much entertainment.
What type of music you listen to, Mr. Jones? All right, man, Mr. Jones, he ain't got that Wi-Fi. He ain't up on that Wi-Fi
I'm gonna
yet.
do some. Uh. Uh.
Oh, there you go.
Uh. I'm on the West Coast in California.
You said you gonna do some time on the West Coast, Mr. Jones. You gotta get your Wi-Fi game together. You gotta get your Wi-Fi up to par. You gotta catch up to the Wi-Fi game. That's what you. You in the house. As soon as you pulled up to the crib, your phone should have automatically picked up the Wi-Fi game. You gotta turn your Wi-Fi on. You can
Yeah.
set it up in your phone
My
where it
wife
just
likes watching
automatically.
your videos too.
Uh, you said your wife like watching my videos.
Yeah, he on the video, baby. Hmm. Yeah, my wife likes watching your shows too, man.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to cut down on the profanity then a little bit. Hey, Mr. Jones, you got to do something about that Wi-Fi, man. Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, this man in the crib in the Wi-Fi. As soon as he pulled up to the crib, the Wi-Fi got shoddy. Mr. Jones, that's it's supposed to get better. And his signal was better when he was out in the world. When he pulled up to the crib, he just lost it all. That's backwards. Mr. Jones, what you on, man? All right, man. Mr. Jones ain't up on Wi-Fi yet. We gotta catch Mr. Jones up on Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna leave him paused. Hey, Mr. Jones, if you can hear me, your Wi-Fi, hang up and call back. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hang him up. I'm gonna hang him up. Hey, Mr. Jones, if you can hear me, hang up and call back, man. You got to turn your Wi-Fi on. You can set it up where it just joins automatically. Oh, here you go. When you pull up to the crib.
On the
Oh, there
two.
you
I'm
go.
sorry. Did you connect
Yeah.
back? There we go.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Uh huh. Yeah, my wife
Yeah.
was trying to find you. She said something was going wrong with the internet. It was freezing up on the back there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Did you look up
Okay.
my farm? Did you look up Chula Homer's garden? I
True
know you're
homers.
busy, man.
Wait. What you call it again?
Chula Homer. CHULAHOMA. Chula Homer's garden. And you can look it up on YouTube and see some of the things, see our farm and see some of the things that we do, stuff like that.
Chula. You got a website or is it just a Facebook
I
page?
do not, I do not have a website uh, at the present. I do not have a website presently. That is something that is coming and need to come fast. I see that I got to have that website presence. You know,
Yeah, I
so I
see.
don't have anybody that has created it yet for me.
I see your Facebook. You got a bunch of like.
Facebook.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, my wife. Yeah, she does all that stuff.
Okay, it's nice.
hmm And then our nonprofit is Mississippi Sustainable, especially Crop Growers Alliance. I don't know if she has a YouTube or I think maybe that I don't know about a Facebook. I know we're on LinkedIn there. We do a lot of business on there through LinkedIn. So yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice.
So
So,
uh huh, uh huh.
yeah, I see. I see you. Okay. All right then.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh,
Check
hold
it
on. I
out.
see. I see. Is this a video of you?
Probably so.
It's a video of
All on
you.
YouTube,
No, Facebook.
on Facebook. Oh,
Yeah,
it could be.
it's your
hmm
wife. This you right
Yeah,
here, Mr. John.
Country Thick, or we call her. She may, if I refer to her as Country Thick or Dolores. Yeah, that's my wife.
Your wife is Country Thick.
hmm
That's her name. I don't want to call her
Yeah,
Country
that's what we
Thick.
call her. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got me on the screen. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Look at
you
that,
right there.
man. How you working that thing, man?
Man, I'm working that thing.
That's
I'm
me
working
right
that
there,
thing.
brother.
That's you, brother.
That's
That's you,
me.
brother. Yeah, brother.
There you go.
That's you. See, I can rewind you to the beginning. I can rewind you back.
Okay. Well.
I can turn the
Okay.
volume on.
Get over here to
We
Chula
can
Home's
hear
garden
you.
page.
Yeah. There you go.
We are
You
headed
know,
to Marks, Mississippi.
you never seen this before? This
Okay.
you.
Brother, now.
You never
Oh,
seen that?
sure, sure.
Can you see it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was headed to Marks, Mississippi.
We head to
If I
Marks,
was going to
Mississippi
Marks, I
to
was
the
probably going to the
PEA, to
processing
the
plant.
P ceremony, celebration.
Oh,
Something our first time going. Thanks to Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Houston. Oh, down that way
oh,
in
Charles Houston, my
Fayetteville,
mentor, the old cat.
Mississippi. That's been keeping us abreast. Y'all pair up
Mm-hmm.
with a senior farmer, somebody who know it, who know what's going
That's
on.
it.
I'm so thankful to know him. But
Mm-hmm.
Grateful to know him.
Yeah.
he let us know about it the other day, and we're en route to
The
go to
pea.
the pea
Hey, we do Purple
ceremony
Hull peas
and
here,
celebration. And then
Do
I'm
what
gonna go
now?
back
and
on. We got a couple of
we do Purple Hull
things
peas.
we're
We
gonna
was going to a
share with
Purple
him
Hull
today.
pea project
Also, he was a
down in
beekeeper,
Marks, Mississippi.
and y'all know Farm Girl is waiting on her nukes. She's
Okay.
hmm And we do bees, nukes. The nukes were for the bees. We do honey bees. So
Okay.
we all, we're organic. We're in a program called Transition to Organics. We're certified naturally grown already. And so what
Mm-hmm.
we do is, we want to teach people about eating healthy, eating whole foods, get off of processed foods, things of that nature. You know, so we were going to the Purple Hull Pea celebration where all the farmers that grew peas and participated in the Alcorn State University,
Mm-hmm.
great job there, where everybody who participates in the Alcorn State University, which is an HBCU school down here in Mississippi, and we take our peas to the processing plant. There they sell them out and pay us by the bushel. You see, so we don't have to go out and individually sell. So this
Mm.
year, I was awarded a grant through Mississippi Department of Ag to help put up our processing plant that I was telling you about the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And we got two, and we're getting two pea shelters ourselves uh, uh, early next year. They just about to distribute the money, the funds out now in the grant. So we got two pea shelters, a walk-in freezer, a walk-in cooler, ice machine, all of that. So,
Who write the
compliance and regulations is my thing.
who write the
Who does
proposals?
what?
The
I
proposals.
do. I write all my grants,
You write all the proposals yourself?
everything.
Hmm.
I write all my grants. Yeah. And we over uh we're over 400 this year, and hopefully the January the 8th we'll be looking at another 125.
Okay.
And that's just grant funding for agriculture.
Hmm.
We're historically underserved farmers.
You part of that?
Mm.
Is that the what they call it? Black Farmers Association. What's the
We are good, 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 good.
Yeah, I
No, we're
heard of
not
that.
part of that.
But
We're
that
not part
exists
of that.
though. But it exists though. I heard of it, right? Because didn't they do
We could
something
talk all.
last year? Huh?
I'll tell you more about that personally. Okay, before we just throw that out here over this screen. Okay, but we're not. Listen, we're not part of that one.
Why
So
you
you know
do?
there
Why you
has to be
say?
a reason for that.
Why you? Why
You
you
know there
say
has
it
to be a
like
re
we not? Why you do it? That's a
because
they a bad. That's a bad thing. They part. They.
we want you to be part of something that's going to be out for the farmer, for the
Mm,
farmer's benefit, and not so much of for the ones that's just writing grants. Okay,
mm.
I understood last night. I was listening. I think you came up and you said something. You started this in 2017 or somewhere around there.
Started what in 2017?
Did you start something up in 2017?
I started cross docking end of 2016, beginning of
Cross docking
2017. Mm-hmm.
in 20, and I said, that was the year I bought that land in 2017. I was listening to the show last night from yesterday, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
he started that when I bought that land down there. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
there are in our farming industry, the historically underserved farmers, the black farmers, have been greatly underserved, and we just passed out $2 billion in discrimination financial assistance program. Okay, and Biden is getting ready to walk out the door, and they just put out another $2 billion they're about to give away. I'm looking for my notes. I'm looking for my notes. They're in there. Okay, here I come. Uh, they are passing out another $2 billion. Well, babe, I'm sorry. I got to walk around. If you say that, then here, give me the other form, please. Give me the paper. Give me the paper about the thing. This. Yeah. Okay, that's my wife. She made sure I had it. Thank you. It's called Marketing Assistance for Specialty Crops, MASC program. So in my grant, let me tell you what I do basically in my grant. In my grant, basically what I do is I teach other farmers how to, access the services from Natural Resource Conservation, the United States Department of Agriculture, Natural Resource NRC Conservation Services, NRCS. Okay. Now, you could be a farmer in your house in Chicago if you put a lettuce or something in a 5 gallon bucket. You can qualify. You can go get you a farm number and qualify for some of these resources. This just came out December the 10th, and January the 8th is the final date to apply for this money. And even if you didn't farm last year, you could do an estimation of what you plan on doing in 2025, and fill out one of these two applications and get a minimum of $125,000. This is something that we should, talk about so we can share, and so I can send these people to their local NRC, go get them a 5 gallon bucket and put some dirt in it, and say, hey, I put a seed in that thing, and I want to apply for this money. These seed monies right here, this is your reparations that they passing out, and they uh since then, they put another $1.13 billion into what's called the local food LFPA, local food produce LFPA, local food produce
Produce,
something. Anyway,
agriculture.
yeah, agriculture. See, now everybody don't have to be farming like I do, or like our people do. Okay, or urban ag is a big thing. Urban agriculture is a big thing. Look at some of this. Some of these guys need some resources to get into this field. And this, you can
Well,
project, you can have an idea. I want to farm, and I think I'm going to do a $500,000 or $2 million next year and apply for this money. You ain't got to have no proof of it. That was just like the discrimination financial assistance. Now, if you want information on that, call my 662-484-3260, that line, so I can get credit for giving my consultation out.
You just gave your you just gave your number out online like that. We live, right?
Well, hey, okay. Hey, I'm trying to help anybody that wants some help. Hey, I don't care. If they call it, I'll answer it and tell them about it individually. That's what I get paid for.
I want to ask you two questions. One is pertaining
Sure.
to this, and then another one is pertaining to something else. What
Oh yes, sir.
what you know about the farmers market?
I started two farmers markets 2 years ago. One in my community of Chula Homeless Garden, and one in Okolona, Mississippi, for Mississippi Minority Farming Alliance. Okay, started two farmers markets. Now these markets are going to be able to get uh, vouchers, what we call vouchers, where the seniors and WIC vouchers, senior voucher program, WIC vouchers, where the state agriculture department is going to, we could give $10 to each senior or young lady who's pregnant, so that they could shop with our farmers who come out to the farmers market, and they could exchange the free voucher for $10 worth of fresh produce.
My
So
que-
I've
my
started two farmers markets myself.
So what's the logistics look like for the farmers market?
Oh man, let me tell you, this is a farmer actually don't want to sell anything that he don't grow. We have some
No,
honorable farmers.
no. I'm talking
Okay,
about
now
I'm talking more specific to the transportation logistics as
I'm
far
getting
as.
there to you. I'm getting there to you. So most of the farmers don't know that. Now, for me, I have what's called a PACA license, Perishable Agriculture Commodity, PACA, Perishable Agriculture Commodities Act. If you're moving produce, whether you're just transporting it or not, you got to have this license, okay? So I have that because we buy truckloads, and then we distribute the truckloads out. We may, send it over to the processing plant, cut it up, sell it to the school system, sell it out to other farmers who's doing farmers markets and things of that nature, so that they can have a variety of product on their farmers market table. So when you get into that business of moving produce, it's wide open. I mean, we can't, there are lanes. If you look at the Agriculture Marketing Service, the United States Department of Agriculture, if you Google, you're on that computer, USDA AMS terminal markets, you would look under the truck routes to see how many trucks are available, the availability of trucks coming out of California, the availability of trucks coming across the border, and distributing what product. So I would start with the agriculture marketing service and look at their truck routes, and it would show you base pays too for the weekly base pays. So that's a good lane to be in for somebody who's in the big trucking business.
So speaking more specifically to transporting to and from the farm to the farmers market, because a lot of people ask me about this. I had a guy on the show maybe last year. He threw these numbers around, and every time somebody watched this video, man, can you get me in contact with this person? So let's say you a farmer and you were going to this farmers market in town every week. How would you go about
hmm
transporting your items to and fro if you didn't have your own
Okay.
means of transportations? Like, how would this
hmm
work?
Your farmer that we serve mostly, they're gonna put it on a trailer in an enclosed mark. Are we still together?
Yep.
Are you still with me? Okay, all right. Sorry, somebody, I hit the wrong button. Somebody called in. I told them I couldn't talk right now. So normally what they'll do is they'll send it. They'll take it on the back of a trailer, and if they got an enclosed trailer, they'll take it there, or they'll throw it on the back of their truck, or they just whatever way of means
I'm
they can
talking.
get it there. Now,
I'm talking about
when you
outsource.
talk about
Outsource.
compliance issues, Exactly. Now I'm gonna get to compliance issues. Okay, when we start talking about compliance, those are not the most food safety. Those are not the most safe ways of traveling with produce. And we're trying to educate our farmer to utilize uh, refrigerated trucks, box trucks, even these little vans. Some of these vans are refrigerated. Get them a van, something that would be food safe. It has to be food safe. In which, if you go into a local farmers market, down here in the South, they're not doing that. Now you got up there in Chicago. Oh, I forgot the name of that big market. It's two or three of those big markets around Chicago and places. You They're probably required it to come in there on a refrigerated truck. See, my thought was, how can I
No,
connect with somebody there in Chicago and ship
mhm.
produce up there? But a local guy is going to take it on the back of his truck.
No, I'm speaking in like, let's say you were a farmer or you are a farmer, and you don't have the resources
Hmm.
to transport the items every Saturday morning
Right.
to and from, because a lot of people come up and they ask this, and then I've had people recently. I forgot, but there was a guy who came up and he said he makes about $1,500 a day or some shit. Or, well, I'm sorry,
Hmm.
Lord, I forget.
Hmm.
Apologize, Mr. Jones. $1,500 a day transporting to and from a specific farmer's market, and $1,500 a day is a lot of money. And I don't. He was an older guy, so I didn't challenge that number. But people watch that video, and nowadays people hear these big numbers, and man, Mark, what's that guy's number? I want to know how to. So, do you
Was he
have
in a
an
refrigerated
idea?
truck?
Yeah, I think he got a refrigerated truck. But if you, let's say you had to transport goods from from the farm to a farmer's market, what would that process look like? How much would you be willing to pay someone? Because they would have to pick the stuff up, take it to the farmer's market, unload, and then they would have to come back later on in that day, pick it up, load, and then take it back to the farm and unload. Right. So what does
I
that
wouldn't
look
have
like?
a clue.
Or
What would
what
I
would
be
you know?
willing to pay?
Well, if you haven't
Mm,
done it, I thought maybe you did it before. I thought maybe you did it, so I was
not
just
that.
going to pick your brain. Okay,
Not
so
that.
then,
Mm-mm.
all right, so then,
Not that. I'm
so
sorry. No, not that. Most of the
all right,
farmers I see, they moving theirs on their own. You know, on their own. We're trying. There was some funding. Uh, Resilient food system infrastructure. That we got last year to help with post harvest activities, and that will fall exactly within post harvest. So several of our farmers this year, in the coming year, will end up with a, I know a couple, a few, maybe three, that's going to purchase box trucks that have the refrigerated box trucks, and we'll
mm-hmm,
see how that materializes this year. But so far down here in the South, I haven't seen that.
mm-hmm. Okay,
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Let me ask you this. Now this is outside of farming. I want your
Okay.
take because you older. Um, a lot of people today, everybody wants to be their own boss today, right?
Hmm.
Everybody wants to be their own boss, and I think a lot of people go about it the wrong way. This is what I was talking about today. How would you? Okay, let's do a little role play scenario. I'm a
Okay.
guy. Let's say I'm a guy who has. I'm 27, 28 years old. I have three children.
Mm.
I got a 5-year old, a 2-year old, and a 1-year old. 28, three kids, five, two, and one. And I am currently working for, I'm a forklift driver. I make about $1,500 a week,
Mm.
$6,000 a month. I got $10,000 to my name. My baby mama, she not my wife. I'm just making, I'm making it just theatrics. There's my baby mama. She not my wife, but she live with me. She don't work. She take care of the kids. We got is the $6,000 income and I got $10,000 saved up. What? How would you? But I want to start a business.
Hmm. Do you know
I want to start.
marketing?
Hold on. Let me finish. I want to
Okay.
start a
Okay.
business. So I come to you and I tell you, Mr. Jones, I'm finna leave this forklift job. Man, I'm just finna go out and start this box truck business, man. I'm just gonna do it, man. I need to do something, Mr. Jones. You think it'll be a good idea, Mr. Jones? I got $10,000 saved up. My baby mama don't work. We got a 5-year old, a 2-year old, and a 1-year old. What would be your advice for me?
Same as you gave him. The same exact as you gave him. Get you some more money saved up. If you want to go, if do you really just want to go into box trucking, or are you just really looking for to increase your income? Okay, because see, $10,000 in this field, I think he said he was going to rent a truck too. You're going to
I,
soak that up too
I
fast.
I'm just giving you a just a scenario. I ain't speaking on nobody in general. I just want from
Well,
your generation's perspective. I'm
if you
just
don't
curious
own
to
the
hear where you
truck,
would go about it.
if you don't
Hmm?
own the truck, if you got to still, if you're gonna maintain your job, it's a few more variables in there. You know, now if you just want to start going to the box trucking business, get you some more money saved up. Maybe your job is not providing enough, for you to stack your money up fast enough. But if you just want to get out here and find out what entrepreneurship is, maybe you could find another industry. You see, and as you spoke about the internet, having a website, you need to look at all of that first. Look at another industry first. If you just have this thing for box trucking, uh, look at another industry first. There's a lot of other ways that you can make income. I had a very successful 20 years ago. I had a very successful satellite business before 9/11 happened. 9/11 wiped us out of that business. Back in the day, I had a pretty successful. Uh, uh, Back in the day, before I even left service, I did business and cell phones. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. you know. But right now and today, you got $10,000 and you want to increase your income. Hey, maybe you need to go buy a pressure washer and learn some marketing and advertising. Do some every door direct mail where you send a postcard out to everybody. Go around and put use some bandit signs or something like that to get you some business. Because you can go out there and wash the house and a driveway and a sidewalk and make $600, $800, $1,000 depending on the community.
So, but you got the financial dynamic that I threw in the equation, but you catch the livelihood dynamic as far as
He can't afford it. You can't afford to do that. I would not want my son, who's 35, okay, to risk my grandchildren, little nest egg, and then he have to come back and start depending on mom and daddy again. You see, for that type of a risk.
so let me ask you
I would
this.
want my son to do it.
Let me ask you this. Person 28, 3 kids, job, forklift driver, make about 1,500 a week, $10,000 saved up. That's it. You would you would you would basically tell them, you know what, you can't take the risk, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
Right.
so what advice would you give them, or where would you tell them what would they need? Where you would set where would you think they would need to be in order for them to take that risk in their current situation financially?
Okay. I'll just look over here on my wall. I love to write things down. And on my wall over here, I got a refrigerated truck. Oh, okay. See, I buy things from the auctions and stuff like that. I budgeted from the auction about $25,000 from the auction. But I know to get in that area, I need to have at least 50,000 set aside, and then I need to have about 35,000 that I can cash flow. See, for me, I need to have that money set aside so I can cash flow. So all of my expenses is going to come out of that 35,000. All of my accounts receivable is going to go into that 35,000. I don't ever, like I said the other night, I don't ever want nobody working for me to wonder if I can support them while they're out there. You know, you got to have the nest egg, and I would do it like that. Uh, if I had to go out and take a loan, I would go borrow 50,000. I would take them a $35,000 side on, you know, on a property or something, you know, just to have a cash flow, and then I would work it along that arena, you know. But you still got to know how to market yourself. If you're going to go out and do that now, you know, there's some risk, you know. There's a lot of more risk to take into account. But $50,000 should maybe get you a truck. I like the other night I was asking about the NTP warranty. I like to be warranted. I like to be insured. I like to be covered on things, you know, even if I have to come out of pocket a few more $1,000 or something like that. If the truck break down, the NTP ain't gonna cover everything, you know. I understand.
50,000, but don't forget. I see. I think you forgetting the whole dynamic, the family structure dynamic.
Right.
So 50,000.
Well, if he set up like
spouse don't work, 3 little kids. You think 50,000 on the risk? How much of that 50,000 would they invest? What would their risk tolerance? Where would it stop at as far as the money is concerned? Because it's still a risk.
Now, if he's going to work his own truck, then of course there's inherent risk in everything. In every operation, in every business, there's an inherent risk. Okay, that we take. We take that. He who risks the most stands to gain the most as well. You know. Now, if he's willing to get up and get out here and go to work, 50,000 could make my thing on a truck, but he's going to work that truck.
Okay. So 50,000, how much can he invest? But how much he still need cash flow? You need cash flow to sustain the business, plus sustain his cost of living, his livelihood. 3 little kids and a wife that don't work. So out of that 50,000,
so that means that he got to go to work immediately.
No. That's not what I'm asking you. What we spending and what we setting to the side. We only got 50s. You said 50 your numbers. So I'm just trying to see what your plan would be. I'm your grandson. I got 50. Listen.
Okay.
I got to make it more personal for you, mister, because I think you hear me, but I don't think you hear me. I'm your grandson. I got 3 your grandkids. 5, 2, and 1. My baby mama don't work. I got 50. I say, granddaddy, I'm finna quit my job, start this box truck business. You would tell me okay. You would tell me okay. Oh, you said what you say, old boy for? What you say, old boy for? Because we coming to live with you if it don't work, granddad.
That's right.
Okay, so
you need 50,000 to get you a truck and to get you and to get all the regulatory things set up.
All I got is
50. Then he needs some side money.
No. All I got is 50. That's all I got.
Okay.
Now I'm asking you now. Tell me, because you said you got a few businesses under your belt. So guide me.
Sure. Get this education. Get this education and get out there and get to work. He can work. Now.
You listen. No. I'm asking you to give me the plan. I need the plan, man.
Okay.
I'm coming. You my granddaddy. You had the satellite business before the 911.
Sure.
Back in the 90s, you had the pager and the beeper business. We had the brick cell phone.
Right.
We had the Nextels, chirp. We had the brick cellular one. You remember Cell One back in the day? US Cellular.
I literally had to leave town and go and have my first cell phone installed.
All right.
I had to go to St. Louis and get my first phones installed.
The pouch cell phone back, we threw it on our shoulder with the pouch and hello. So you had a few business under your belt. So you my granddad. Because I'm coming to you for the game. I want your perspective for the audience since you older. I want your perspective. You my granddad.
All he got is 50,000. All he
Hold
got
on,
is
hold on.
50,000.
So look at it from a personal perspective. We family now. I got 50, granddad.
Yeah.
I got 50.
Mm-hmm.
I got my 5-year-old, my 2-year-old, my 1-year-old, my baby mama who don't work. She at home. Granddad, I got 50.
Right.
I'm finna quit my job, granddad, and I'm finna
Mm-hmm.
start this box truck business. Granddad, I know
Yeah.
you done had some business in the past. How do I start this box truck business with 50,000? Do you encourage him to start it? And if you do encourage him to start it and you okay it, how do I, delegate the 50,000? Because all I got is 50.
Right. All we gonna talk about is 50. We're not gonna talk about the 35 or no more for that's pool of money.
50.
Okay. So we
No,
got
all we got is
50,000.
50.
So
Okay.
25,000 will get you a truck. You got to turn it down, baby. You got to turn it down, baby. Take it on back in there, son. Okay. Okay. So 50, baby, you got to turn that off now. Take
Yeah,
that away.
if you watching the TV, you're gonna have to mute it or turn it off.
My wife just walked in. Yeah. You can't be in here. And here. And I talked to him. You got to go back there. So 50,000. $25,000 as I researched on Richard Brothers will buy you a truck. I looked at the previous buys and what was going on. I looked at the year, make, and model. I looked at the mileage on. Okay, I researched and found out what NTP would put under a warranty. Okay, on 17 and 18 4200 4x2 or whatever they call it, and you could buy a truck with them that'll fit that warranty for about 25,000. The warranty is going to cost you about $6,000 or $7,000. Okay, so right there, you're out of 30,000. You are already got some type of experience. I would not suggest that they go out there just totally green. I agree with you. I don't care if you start in your car. Get some experience delivering things. Get some experience delivering things because you're about to spend another $1,000 or so in straps and pallet jack and the dolly and all that type stuff. Then you're going to need insurance. Then you're going to need insurance. So now you out of 35, coming on up $40,000. Now if you got $10,000 and you own with your own authority, you own with your own authority where you can go out here and book your own loads. I think that a person can make a living at that. They can come back up and make them a living at it. Now, you got $10,000. You got to have some for miscellaneous mishaps, and you got to be able to maintain your home. Okay? You got to be able to maintain your home. So, in a month's time, you should be done got in with the factoring companies that you all talked about, be able to factor some of those loads. So you will start at income base. I'll give you a couple of weeks, but when you make this move, you got to be ready to hit. But I'll give you a couple of weeks to start seeing some income come back in. You're gonna not live as peaceful and comfortable, for a period of time. Is 50,000 enough to get started? I think it will be. Would it be better if he could, if a person could have another uh, line of credit or more cash on the side to work out of to be your working capital? Absolutely, absolutely, it would be better. Can he do it on
All we
50?
got is
I really believe you could.
50. All we got is 50
I
now.
think he could do it on 50.
It ain't
I don't. He
no way.
can't touch it at 10.
All right, now you said 40. We in the door with 40. We in the door with 40.
Yeah.
We got 10. We got 10,000 left.
Mm-hmm.
Now this got to sustain the business. We got our 5-year-old, our 2-year-old, 1 year. Now these your grandbabies now. These your grandbabies.
Right.
You love these kids.
Right.
And my baby
Right.
mama don't work. You like her. You said, boy, why you don't marry that girl? Why you don't marry that girl? You want me to marry that girl? Man,
and I got 3 grandkids, and I done said that before.
You got 3 grandkids. You done told me, boy, you need to marry that girl, but she's still my baby mama, but she don't work though. So now you telling me, granddad, you telling me 10,000 gonna make it. You got another room in there, granddad? Is it another room in there? You got an open room? Tell me how 10,000, because rent still due, granddad. And guess what?
Yeah.
I'm on the new, granddad. 10,000. Do you think I'm gonna run it up in a month where when that month come around, I'm gonna be able to cover the cost of the bills for the house or the apartment, whatever we living in, and still conquer this learning curve of not booking loads? These guys not understanding what it costs me fully to run my business.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, see, that right there. That's a problem right there. See, that's where our problem come in. At is the information that our young people have. You said it earlier. You all could Google anything, and people won't even pick up this computer that they carry in their pocket and Google anything. Our information.
I didn't ask you that, Mr. Jones. I'm asking you.
Well, it's part of it.
I hear you, but you told me you can absolutely do it in that situation. So now we halfway through.
It depends on the individual. It depends on the individual.
But what about the circumstances of the business, the industry? I'm on the new. Brokers not dealing with me like that. I can't book. I'm not booking. I'm not booking out fully for the week. I'm having an issue sourcing opportunities. Now.
Right. See.
Now we.
That wouldn't be my business plan for you. That wouldn't be my business plan. Number one.
I just asked you. See, that's what I'm.
Now, if you're starting off, see, I wouldn't start you off in a box truck with $50,000.
No.
I would tell you first to do. Yes.
I'm asking you as a older person. That's why I want you to, granddad. I got 50,000. Listen to me, Mr. Jones. Because I'm coming to you for wisdom now. This is for the,
sure. I'm with
granddad. I got 50,000. I got a 5, a 2, and a 1-year-old, and my baby mama don't work. I'm sustaining. I work a forklift job. I make $1,500 a week. I say, granddad, I'm thinking about quit my job, start this box truck business. I got 50,000. You would encourage me to do it, right? Based off what you just told me.
No. Well, it depends. I wouldn't encourage you. I would not encourage you to. I would not encourage you to go do it. If you came to me and said this is what you want to do, I'm going to, from a business standpoint, I'm going to consider what my grandson's intellect is. What is his motivation? How motivated is he? What type of individual he is? Now, if you one that's got to be told, to look around and see if there's not somewhere because the truck broke down on the side of the highway, if you one that's got to be told everything, you better sit your butt down. Okay? Now, I'm serious. You remember that conversation the other night, right?
I know you serious.
Okay? So now, if you got to be told everything, then you don't need to be out here trying to be no entrepreneur. If you can't think past the tip of your nose, you need to sit down and go keep that job. But now, if you plan this out, if you map this out, 50,000 to move from this one van, my intention is to pick up another in about 3 months.
Okay.
And then to step into that refrigerated truck.
Say he's a smart.
Months, I'm sorry.
Say he's a smart individual. Let's negate. Forget about if he's a slow learner, not a self-starter, not ambitious. This is an ambitious person, a self-starter.
Okay.
I want the reason why I'm coming to you, because you're a different generation. You're older than me, right? So I'm just curious what your mindset was. The risk is still the risk, right?
The risk is going to be there.
Right. So the risk tolerance there. And that's why I created it where it would be close. You know what I'm saying? A family member. You got your grandson is 28 years old. He has a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old. He has a baby mama. She doesn't work. $10,000 or $50,000 is what you said. So we're going to go with $50,000 is what he has to invest. You said 40,000 would get him in the door, right? If you sit down and say, all right, grandson, let me figure this out. You go find the truck. You do all the research for him. 40,000 is what you deem, because he's coming to you. You are the person and the family that he's coming to for this entrepreneurial advice, and it's in your best interest to advise him correctly because you don't want him to fail, right? So
Correct.
you already said that you would okay it, right? You would okay it, right?
I would support him. All
right. So now, what does that support look like?
him.
What does that support look like? This is the question. This is a great question. What does that support look like, Mr. Jones?
He's not going to be put out of no house. He's not my he's not going my grandson ain't going to miss anything. That's me.
That's great. So if it goes awry,
right.
If the 50 is invested,
right.
And he has 10 working capital to sustain the business and the livelihood. It's 15 days in, and the money that he's spent more money in that first 15 days than he's made. He's down to 5.
Right.
Rent is due in 15 days. That's $1,500 plus all the other bills, plus the insurance for the truck, right? Plus the cost of operation to get through the next 2 weeks. We already know 15 days in that $5,000 ain't enough. It's already a done deal, pretty much.
Did he have income coming back in?
What do you
Did he make any money? Did he have income?
He made income, but he's dealing with the learning curve that a lot of most people deal with that's coming in new. So that learning curve is not free. This is what I'm trying to. I thought we would kind of understand and kind of, there's a learning curve associated with it. Like you think he's going to hit the ground running. He's going to hit the ground running. But in most situations that's not the case. So
in most situations that's not the case. So
we got 10.
But why is that not the case? Why is that not the case?
Well, sometimes
lack of education.
Hold on. That's one. But here's the thing: we speaking from a positive perspective. Sometimes it could be things that's beyond our control. Some of these things can be beyond our control. We could have all the education, and let's say this guy is an educated person. He has you to advise him from because you have an experienced background in entrepreneurship. So, but we're dealing with the situation at hand. $50,000, $40,000 invested. We got $10,000 to our names. We still end back with this $10,000.
Sure.
So what do we do? Because I'm new.
Go to work.
I'm not booking. I'm not. I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And you know why you're saying that, Mr. Jones? You know why you're saying that? Because you're saying that from comfortability. See, you have to put yourself in the mind frame of a person who does not have your financial status. You're speaking from comfortability. See, when you got a bag of money already, a big old bag of money, all you thinking about is work because you have that cushion. We speaking from a perspective of a person who don't have this is it. See, you retired, you like my mom. You remind me of my mom. You just buying stuff. You just bored. Just old with some old money. You ain't worried about nothing. You just buying stuff, just Christmas shopping for. I go to my mama's house the other day, all this Christmas, and Mark, I need you to go to Walmart. I'm about a bunch of bikes and take them to the church so they can give. Just got old money. See, it's a difference when you got old money. You can invest in your risk tolerance because you didn't bring it all with you. You doing it because you bored for a hobby. We talking about a person who your kids is grown and gone. Your house is probably paid for. Your house paid for,
it is.
Jones. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
I don't have bills.
Go to work. My point exactly. So go to work. Go to work may not be the answer. Yeah, obviously
What was
go to work
stopping?
is no. Go to work. We know that. What's known don't need to be explained. That's the point of starting a business. You're going to work.
Uh-huh.
But there's more variables that we have to think about. Because he could go to work. He could be looking for work. He could be taking work. He could be sourcing work. He could be sourcing opportunity. And or he cannot be sourcing opportunity due to the situation of being new, having a new authority. Or
Yes.
or market fluctuations, economical downturns, getting outbid. You have to think about
Yes.
the competitive dynamic of this industry as well as seasonality, market fluctuations, supply and demand. So it may be things that may be beyond the control of the operator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So
I agree.
so
There's a
now
lot
so
of
now so now where does that put us at, Mr. Jones? Where does that put us at
well,
right
there's
now,
a
Mr. Jones?
okay. There's a I sat here and I listened to this to you all for a few months. I mean, when I mean listen, I have literally sat up and watched you all. And the
See.
things that I've
I
learned,
know. I know you watch a lot of channels, Mr. Jones, but we have real conversations over here. This is the no fluff zone
exactly.
over
And
here.
for what I've learned, from
We
what I've
got
learned,
real conversations over here. Okay, I'm listening.
exactly. From what I've learned is if you're limited in resources like that, you may not
Mm-hmm.
want to just jump into a box truck. You might want to start with something, an SUV. Start with a little van. Get your authority. See, I'm taking I'm walking through the process right now. I got the van. Okay. I got this. I'm working on now getting the authority. I got some insurance to move the vehicle, of course. I, I'm working on getting the authority. Today I do the BOC3. In 21 days, in about 14 days, I know I need to bump that
So,
insurance up to the 300,000 BI and PD. You know, I'm not going to do that right now today. And, there's some processes. Now, back in the day, you could get a box truck and you could run right onto Amazon. As long as you got your insurance and stuff, you could run right onto Amazon, and some of these guys went right
can't
to work.
you can't do
Amazon
that
may
no
not
more.
be the best pay, but it's a consistent pay. Exactly. That's it. Back in the day. Now you got to wait 6 months. You got to have an authority, active authority, for 6 months. So go get you an authority on your car. Go get you an authority on your SUV. Go get you an authority on a little van and get that authority seasoning because that will get you a, a livable wage instead of get you some work every day. Keep listening. Get on the dad boards. Get on truck stop. Get on some of these low boards. Start looking and learning so that when that day comes and you actually not going to jump out there and get your box truck, you're not starting off at zero. No, if somebody just wake up in the morning and they won a lottery yesterday for $50,000, and this is what they have, this is all they got, I wouldn't suggest that. Could a person who's done some research and put some knowledge under their belt invest some time listening and learning from you guys, from the experts in the industry? I think they would have a in
Hey,
my town now. I'm not in
well,
Chicago. I'm not in Chicago,
well,
but
well.
In Memphis, Tennessee, hey, he could possibly survive.
See,
He
that's the
could survive.
problem, though, Mr. Jones. That's the problem. You keep saying you guys
I
on the internet. It's the people on the internet that's misleading the people. Where do you
oh,
think they
not
getting?
everybody,
Where? Hold
not
on.
everybody.
Where you think the influence is coming from, Mr. Jones?
Well, we have to rightfully divide what we hear. We have to be able to study, number one. If I hear it and put me in the right focus, frame it up right. Now, I can use this internet right here and I can look up and
But
find anything I want to find.
but see, Mr. Jones, you ain't tapped in all the way like that. You ain't tapped in all
Okay.
the way, and I ain't gonna go into details
No,
because it's
help me,
going.
help me. It's okay. It's okay. Bring it on so everybody else can learn. Bring it
You ain't
on so
tapped
everybody
in.
else can learn.
They
It's not just
already
me.
know. See,
It's
hold
all the
on.
listeners.
Most
Use
of my
me. I don't mind.
hold on. My audience is 60% 25 through 45. So when I say tapped in, they
Yes,
kind of
sir.
understand what I'm saying. When you
Okay, help
come
me.
in YouTube, you see people up here, but when I say you ain't tapped in,
Yes, sir.
you got to be really tapped in to understand what I'm talking about. Where when I'm saying that it's some of the people are the cause of the problem, are the root of the problem. The people, but then
Some of
again,
which people?
the full blame still goes back onto the individual because you have to be able to decipher,
Yes.
you know, what's real and what's not, or fluff.
Right. Exactly. Or you'll
Right?
get out here and you'll learn the hard way. Or you'll learn the
You know,
hard way.
and
And then they'll realize.
we see that a lot. We see that a lot. The big
Yes,
part of the
I'm sure.
problem is the influence, bad
Yeah.
influence.
hmm Cream is going to rise to the top. See,
But
the
and then
cream is going to rise to the top. See, that's why that's why you are one of the best, if not the best. You see,
I
the cream,
appreciate
the
that.
best is going to rise to the top.
I
So that's
appreciate
why I
that, and
come to you.
I appreciate that, and I get that. But you got to understand, when I say you're not tapped in all the way, if
Yes.
long are the days where you can have a conversation with a person cut and dry.
Right.
Like we could just be straightforward. A person's going to comprehend what you're saying, just cut and dry. Those days are over. Like you have to finesse
Yes.
certain things to get your point across nowadays. Just talking to like especially some of these young guys, like you can't just have a direct conversation with them, cut and dry, and they comprehend it based off it is what it is. Like you gotta really reiterate yourself. You gotta
hmm
speak in their
hmm
language. A lot of words that if I told you, you wouldn't know what the heck I'm talking about. For them to
hmm
really understand, and
hmm
it's not
hmm
gonna be the
hmm
first conversation. You're gonna have to have this conversation
hmm
repeatedly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your idea of 50,000, 40,000
hmm
invested, all right, now you got 10,000. I get to work. Get to work. That's cool. But even your idea, like even in different industries, like competition is a lot more fierce now. Back when you probably started your cell phone business, back then everybody wasn't chasing entrepreneurship. If you were in a position where you can open up a beeper shop,
hmm
you were the few. Now
hmm
entrepreneurship is the many. Why? Because people have resources now. Free bands. You know what free bands is?
No.
Exactly. See, free bands existed back then, but even that was limited to a small minute of people who could do white collar crime, because white collar crime
hmm
was way more difficult to
hmm
do than it is now. Technology has
Right.
made it easier so people can source capital and then a week later they're in business. So that creates more
Right.
competition.
Right.
Everybody couldn't start
Very
no beeper
similar.
shop. Everybody couldn't start no beeper shop in '94. You had to go rent. You had to have the capital to go rent
hmm
a brick and mortar, right? You had
hmm
to have the money to do the
hmm
build out, right? You had to have the money to do the build out, which included your showcases and get your lights cut on, your
Right.
gas, setting up the accounts with the service provider for the minutes. You had to have the money to invest in those.
hmm
I ain't gonna get into how I know all this, but just know I might have
hmm
dibbled and that. You have to buy those minutes
Sound like
wholesale.
you got some experience
You,
there. It sound like you got a
it's a
good
lot.
business.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of things Big Mark done
hmm
nibbled and dabbled, and I
hmm
ain't talked about it yet. But you had
Yeah,
to buy
man.
those
I couldn't
minutes. You
buy.
had to
See,
buy.
back then
You had to
see
buy.
back then I couldn't buy 100 numbers. See, I couldn't
Right.
buy 100 numbers and get a tray of beepers for free, like some of my
Mm-mm.
associates back then did. See,
Right.
I sat down and I learned how. I couldn't buy the equipment back then to tune the beeper. So I had to do it with a scanner and a
Mm-hmm.
speaker and learn how to raise the low volume, like the low level noise up till I hear a stereo come in.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I recrystallized and
All
tuned
right.
a lot of beepers, baby.
All
You
right.
know,
So what I'm saying back then is not everybody was
excuse me.
inclined to be an entrepreneur, and and that's because it was difficult. See,
You
it's
got to know
not
how to think.
difficult. Hold on. But this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because what we're doing now, what I'm doing, because I understand your generation. And I also understand my
Mm-hmm.
generation. And I kind of understand the younger generation. So what I'm trying to do with right now is kind of close the gap so you can understand
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Entrepreneurship was not heavily promoted back then because it couldn't be instant reality the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It was only for the few who had the resources to do it. Now a person can come up with the resources overnight if they know the right people and they're willing to take
Right.
the right risk that may land them in jail. But
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
but
What's your
but
tolerance
but
level?
it's things have changed. Technology has made it easy for people to become wealthy legally, but it also has
Mm-hmm.
made it easy for people to come up with resources to become wealthy illegally as well. And a lot of that money,
Mm-hmm.
people try to invest it into things that can bring legal streams of revenue. They try to clean that dirty money with real money.
Right. Of course. You see, this is part of why I want to teach in the agriculture community, at least, you know what I mean? What I'm doing, uh, is how to get these monies, you see, on paper. This is paper. All you got to do is you got an application if you have experience, if you got contracts from last year, last 2 years, you have a 1 page application if you're going to do projections. If you're doing projections, if you never did ag, you fill out the FSA 1141 and you project next year. There's a 1 page application. You could apply for up to $125,000 right here, due January the 8th. Okay, and they're going to start distributing immediately before Biden get out of office. They want to spend $2 billion. Get in line and get your money so that you can. Now, if you come up and get this right here, this 125,000 off this paper, then you can go make some more paper.
I get all that, Mister.
That's a tip
Listen,
now. That's a tip now. For them that's trying,
I,
hey, you know, that's
I
just a tip.
I get you. I get you. But we see. I could have this conversation with you all. I told people I listen to everybody. I get
Yes, sir.
influence from everybody. But I it ain't
I'm
as
making
easy,
coffee. Sorry about that, brother.
Mr. Jones. It ain't as easy as you think.
Nothing worthwhile is easy. Nothing.
We get that.
I myself am out here this morning. I got up. I said the other day, I said, I'm going to run a couple of these loads. I got up this morning, sniffles and everything. We just got back from a farm conference. My
But
wife
see,
came back with a little bug. And I got up and
mm-hmm.
ran 2 loads this morning myself.
But
Hey,
see, but see, but see,
I'm
but see,
willing to
Mr.
go a
Jones.
little while longer.
But see, Mr. Jones, you proving my point. You proved my point from 20 minutes ago. This is just a hobby for
What's
you,
that,
Mr.
Doc?
Jones. This is just a hobby for you. You picked up a box from Ferguson and
Mm-hmm.
drove it 20 miles and then picked up another item and drove it
Yeah.
7 miles. Okay, and you back
Yeah.
and you back home. It's a hobby. You went and
Well,
spent hold on with a cup of coffee or tea. How much you spend on the van, Mr. Jones?
actually, I got the bid at 12. We ended up spending
All right.
13,315
So
for after the
so
fees and stuff.
all right, fine. So after that, all invested, you get the van. You comfortable. You went and made $21 and let me get out here and see what these young whippersnappers is. You went and picked up a box and drove 20 miles and you back home. The typical person who
Maybe
goes and invests that type of money,
$55.
$55. Now the typical person who's watching the channel who makes that type of investment, Guess where they would be right now? They wouldn't be at home. They'd still be out. They would have been out since the break of dawn to the end of the night. So this goes back to what I'm talking about as far as you and your mindset as far as comfortability. You're see what I'm saying? So when I asked you that question to, see how you would coach your grandson, you answered it from a level of comfortability. I wanted you to put your mind in the frame of the grandson. And also, shit, well, if it fail and I advise him, I'm going to have to support him. You know what I'm saying? You comfortable, you sitting drinking coffee. A person that goes spend that type of money on a van that's on the new, and that's, pretty much all they got, or a big portion of all they got, they still out looking for work. You went and picked up 2 little boxes and made $50 and you drove home. You said, all right, that's enough for the day. You had your fun.
Stopped at the grocery store. I had to stop at the grocery store for my wife. I had to pick up a prescription and come on back to the house or get dark.
You just want to do something. Mr. Jones, you just want to do something. Let's be honest now. That's why I want you to think of it from the different side of the equation. I want you to think of it in the mind frame of the investor. Let's try this one more time, Mr. Jones. Can we try this one more time?
Okay.
One more time. I'm going to go with your number, $50K. You said it's going to take about $40K to get up and going, right?
Right.
All right. So this leaves your grandson with $10,000.
$10,000.
He has a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And the child's mother that lives with them that does not work.
No work.
So there's no revenue, no income coming in. His income is the only income, right?
Right.
And that's $6,000 a month. He makes $1,500 a week. $6,000 a month. He had $50,000 that he got on a settlement. He got hit by a car. He sued the insurance person. They gave him a 50 piece. So that's where he got the 50. Now, all he got is 10,000. Granddad, I'm finna quit my job. I'm finna start this box truck business. Granddad, what you think? You think it's a good idea? Nah. I got 50,000. It's gonna cost about 40,000 to get going. I'm gonna have 10,000 left. Granddad, you think I should do it or nah?
And if you, what about $6,000?
Go ahead.
What about $6,000 in expenses? He got $10,000. Okay, that means he'll have about $4,000 for miscellaneous, in case things happen. Now, hopefully, if he listened to me, and I've been able to do this research, hopefully I've shown him in advance certain things such as the factory. I want to see him go out there. And bring in a half a month about $10,000. Getting started.
Okay, let's say the first
and a half a month.
Let's say the first 2 weeks he bring home 10 grand gross.
Yeah. And build from there and go up from there.
Hold on. And that's highly unlikely. That's highly unlikely for a new carrier. But
now, do we have his authority?
Yeah.
He got his authority. He got everything lined up. He's ready to go to work, right?
He spent 40 to get lined up. He's lined up.
Okay.
He got the truck. He got everything. He got 40.
It's okay.
I get, but listen to the scenario. Listen to the scenario. 40,000. He got 10,000. Mr. Jones, listen. He got 50. He makes 6,000 a month net. He has 50,000 due to a settlement. He's done all his research. It's going 40,000 to get in. He got a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and 1-year-old, and his child's mother is at home. She doesn't work. He is the sole provider. So if he jumps in, all he has is 10,000. Now that 10,000 has to sustain the business, and it also has to sustain the cost of living for that household. There's no WIC, or there's no EBT. There's no government assistance. His job, he was full-time. His benefits are what took care of the kids. So the healthcare, the dental, the medical, life, all that stuff, his job provided. He's walking away from all that. His baby mama, she's not on any government assistance. He's paying rent.
Okay.
He's paying for groceries. He's paying utilities, everything. In that scenario, talk to me. What would you tell him? Would you say to go do it? Would you say don't do it? If you told him to do it, how would you go about it? If you told him don't do it, what would be your reasons for him not to do it? I just want, because you a boomer. No, you an X. What year were you born?
If you set up 66.
So you an X.
Mm.
You X.
66. So now, if everything is set up with $40,000 and he got 10 left over, and he's been able to maintain his expenses on $6,000, that tells me that he got $4,000 remaining, okay, for the month. That within that month, okay, he should be picked up some loads. Now you got your authority done season, and you own with Amazon, or you got some hookups on some load boards and stuff. So you should start having some income coming in 2 or 3 days. They don't take that long to pay you, right? When you factor it, they don't take that long to pay out. So you should have some income coming in. So that $4,000 is being added to continuously for the following month. Now, of course, he got to buy fuel, and he got to do all this other stuff, in the process, But I don't think that he would necessarily be set up for a failure there. I don't see him necessarily being set up for a failure.
I hear you, Mr. Jones.
And he right. Granddad is going to see. And in my case, it may not be right because Granddad is going to support him.
It's not the fact that it may not be right. I think your idea of what this industry is, from the inception, I think it's a little flawed. I think it's a little.
And how so? Give me a few minutes to tell me how so.
I mean, I
please,
got some time,
please, brother.
I don't know, because
I can sit back. I'm at home for the day. I got time.
Hey, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I'm at home for the day.
But I gotta get to the gym though. I gotta get to the gym. But and I still got time. I still got a couple hours before I get to the gym. I like to get there.
Okay, so where is that flaw? To tell me, where would that fail necessarily? Is that an inherent failure?
I think.
Or if things go terribly wrong, it could fail.
First, let me tell you this. I like talking to you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, sir. I love listening to you.
I never. And this is the crazy thing. You were born in 66. Generation X is 65 through 1980. So you were born the second year Generation X. I was born the last year Generation X. I was born in 1980. I'm sorry. So we are in the same generation. So now, I think you think that once you get a truck and and you start, because you said 2 to 3 days, he should be making some money. And
hold on one second, let me take this off.
In a perfect world, yes. And in some people's situations, yes. But in majority people's situations, in this industry, no. You have people in here that are in this chat right now that are successful. They have portfolio well into the six figures, and they surpass and beat the learning curve. And they'll tell you that their first month or their first week was hectic in hell, and they operated
right
at a loss. So. We talking about 10 grand, 3 babies, and a baby mama that don't work. And you're a business
with an
person.
Income of $6,000. With an income,
but that income is no longer. We walked away from that income, Granddad. We walked away from that
But you
income
got
don't
ten
exist no
thousand
more.
dollars sitting up. But you
It
got
ain't
ten
sitting.
thousand sitting over here to.
It ain't sitting. You know why? Because I had to dip into that 10,000 to get to this first load and get this first load done. I also had to go into
Well,
this side. Hold on. I had to go into this TA. I had to go into this Loves. I had to go into this Pilot. I ain't got no points. I got to pay for a shower. I got to eat. So even if I'm cooking on my truck and I'm eating salami and bread, I got to go into Walmart and buy a loaf of bread. I got to buy some salami, some bologna, or I'm running into McDonald's or Arby's or all these unhealthy facilities that are at these truck stops. This is all accounting. It's all costing money. I could be starting in the wintertime and I could be coming through Chicago where it's 2 degrees outside with a negative 50 degrees wind chill factor. I can't sleep in the truck. I got to get a hotel. I'm up here because the loads are paying, but I have to take some of that money because it's just not safe and healthy to sleep in a truck with a negative 30-degree wind chill factor outside. I got to get a hotel. So that 10,000, we're immediately going into that. What you thinking about, Mr. Jones?
that's a rough way to start, man. Golly.
What you mean? That's a rough way to start. That's the name of the game.
That's a rough way, man. That's a
No,
rough way, man.
no, Mr. Jones. It's not a
And
rough
I do
way.
understand.
That's what it is.
And I understand people sleep in their trucks and stuff. I do understand that.
That's what most people do. That's what most people do. Majority of people that's running box truck, they sleep in their truck.
That's not a good way of doing it.
Well, how should they do it, Mr. Jones?
If you got to sleep in your truck, just work out and in, out and back. Link up and work out and back. I mean, I wouldn't have you out there.
Wait. Hold on. I don't understand what you just said. You
In
said
today's,
link up and work.
I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. My home is in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, my home is Memphis, Tennessee. This is the transportation capital of the world. It's cheap freight. It seems like it's cheap freight. I understand. But we sit on top of so many of these, and everybody is now, but we sit on so many opportunities, to move for all these different, Amazon. Amazon is just a big thing. Amazon is just a big thing. If you're getting started and you don't have some dedicated routes that you know and understand, seem like to me what I've been watching, okay, and the few looks on the load board on Amazon from right here in Memphis, Tennessee, at any night, one of these brothers could pull up their account and grab them a load off of this Amazon site. And they can run out here to Little Rock, Arkansas. They can run down to Tupelo. They may be stopping at 3 or 4 different, maybe 5 post offices or something. They dropping off freight. And I'm seeing these loads myself. I'm seeing them myself, 600, 750, a day, a night, a load.
Mr. Jones, we talking about
and they
a
coming
new
on back
person.
home.
We talking about a new individual. Brand spanking new, Mr. Jones. What are you talking about?
So do they have the authority? Did they get the authority set up and everything? Or did they just run out and buy a box truck? That's what I'm saying. You can't just run and buy a box truck and expect you to be successful, and you have no education behind it. You have no information behind it. Get knowledgeable first.
We covered this already. They have everything. They
so
they got everything.
So why they not?
Why they what?
So what's the problem?
What you mean? What's the problem?
Where's the problem? Go to work. Get up and go to work. What's the problem? You can run 2 loads a day. You run during the daytime and run one at night. Put somebody else in that night. And make money while you sleeping. Get you some rest. You run one and have another driver run another. What's the problem?
Doing what?
In fact,
tell me what we
Amazon.
doing? We can't do Amazon. We can't do Amazon with a new authority, Mr. Jones. We covered this already.
Well, now see, if you got your authority is already seasoned for 6 months. I would not tell you to get out there because it takes 6 months to a year, to get on with some of these brokers and stuff like that. No, I'm not talking about day one. Go out there and you get started and you go get your no.
So what you saying?
I'm
So you saying they should get the box truck, get the authority, get everything set up, and just pay the bills for 6 months and don't run the box truck and just let the authority age while they consume the cost
Now,
of
stay with me now. Stay with me now. Stay with me. I even said that you can get your authority in an SUV. You can get your authority in a small van while you getting some education and getting some experience under your belt.
all
See,
right, all
you
right. So
can get
this
your authority without having a box truck. Box truck,
I,
tractor,
I,
don't you? That's not required to get your authority.
so
Get your
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones.
know where you're going. Where's your base money? Know where your base money is. Once money understood where you can get at least enough for you to base out. Hey, if you were making 6,000, you need to do something else. So you want to make 10,000, you need to clear $10,000 a month. Know where you're gonna get your base money. What are the requirements to do that? What are the requirements? Meet the minimum. Nobody ever, Direct TV, Dish Network, Wild Blue, did not tell me no when I met the basic requirements. You can't meet the basic requirements. So start small. You said that. Start small. Now, just because you're running DoorDash, just because you're running Uber, just because you run something else, does not mean that you cannot go on and get your authority. Get an authority started so that when 6 months time come around and you got your money together, then you can go out there and get you
Okay.
a truck and
All
you'll
right.
be in
All right.
much better
All right.
position.
All right. All right. Let's look at it from your perspective. The authority is age 6 months. We still got the same 50, same scenario, same work scenario. We got the 50, we spend the 40, we got 10. Our authority is
Hmm.
aged. Now what?
Now you got a base pay. You got a base pay that you can clear you
What?
$10,000 a month.
What's the base pay when you running OTR and you bidding on load boards? What do you mean?
What I mean when I'm saying base pay is we went on that they had $6,000 a month in income total.
Mm-hmm.
That had to cover all of your expenses at the time: your rent, your house, your rent, your groceries, your children, your wife who doesn't work. You got
Mm-hmm.
that 5, 2, and 1. You had to buy Pampers and milk and take care. You had to do everything out of $6,000.
Which hold
Well,
on.
now
Which
if I
which
said,
which which
yes, sir,
is not a lot of money for a person in that situation. Because
I agree,
five, two,
I
and
agree,
one, that's a
I
lot of
agree.
pampers, that's a lot of stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. But
All right. So
let's just roughly say you making $600 a day, okay? And you doing that, and you doing that, and you doing that 20 days a month, okay? And you doing that 20 days a month. That's a deep. You can come on up right there. You see, that's $12,000. No, I'm sorry. You making a decent chunk of change. Let me get that exactly right. I should. I'm sorry. I'm talking to you, and I can't factor real fast in my head. Just like that 20 days. So you made more than your $6,000 income that you had. Plus, you got your insurance and you got your other, a few other expenses, like to cover. So you still made more than what you was making on the job. I mean, insurance, everything. You look like you cleared $7,000 to $8,000. You did better than you was on the job. You may not have had much time at home, or be gone for 7 to 8 hours, 6 or 7 to 8 hours a day, but you still brought in better for your family. That's just one load. Put somebody else in it, pay them well, and then you got the remainder of that minus the additional maintenance that you would have, and you're making money while you spend some time with that 1, 2, and 5, and the wife who won't get up and do nothing, or if that's the way y'all work it out, that's perfectly fine too. You know, put somebody else in it when you're not in it. Let somebody else run one. and pay them. See, you making money when somebody else is working for you. Now you don't work for money. When somebody else is working for you, you're making money. So let somebody else go make you some money while you take one route and you go make it all. So you can really do much better than that. But you got to be motivated. You can't be sitting around. You cannot not know this computer thing. You must know something about this computer thing so you could keep up on it, so you can learn what you got to do. You see, that's viable. But I do understand that a lot of our younger generation don't know how to think. Just don't know how to think. Why?
Hmm.
So it's like I said, it's not my intent to drive. No, I don't want to do this for nothing. This is not something I desire to do. I got too many other things I'm doing. I'm trying, this is not what I don't plan on doing. I'm going to get out here and work it some so I can, you know, see what it's about. That's really, I mean, that's the truth.
Okay.
You know,
I think you, I think you kind of hear me, but I don't think you. I think you are based on the scenario I gave. Like your answer is not wrong in my eyes, but based on the scenario I gave, I think in your head, I think you think it's cut and dry, and it's not.
not necessarily. Not necessarily. No, it's not cut and dry. Because anything could happen. You
All
must
right, so
have,
so so so,
uh,
so and that's where I don't understand where I'm the
hmm
disconnect is because anything can happen.
yeah,
So what do you
yes,
think? And this is where I was expecting you to say. I was expecting you to say anything can happen, and I
hmm
think a person should have this 10,000. If something happens
hmm
at home and all they got is 10,000, then what?
give me the possible what you thinking about could happen at home. You've been
I mean,
working all this time. Ain't nothing happened at home yet. You renting.
hey,
You're renting. So
hey,
if
Mr.
the
Jones,
roof leaks,
Mr.
you
Jones,
call
Mr. Jones,
somebody.
Mr.
Yes,
Jones.
sir.
You got enough life experiences that we can think of some very bad situations in our life that has happened that were unexpected that we
Right.
may or may not have had the capital depending on at what point in our life when this
Exactly.
situation happened. Every like
hmm hmm
stuff happens, Mr. Jones. And it's just like I was
Right. Yes,
raised.
sir.
It's you you
hmm
you hope for the best, but you prepare for the
hmm
worst.
Exactly. So that's why I
So
talk about the
so
coverages, the warranties, and all that type of things. That's why I talk about all that. You got to have the right.
I get what you're saying, but some things don't
hmm
have a warranty. Some
I
things
want to
don't
know more about.
have.
I want to follow you. Give me some example. Give me at least one example that's going to be so that
Mr. Jones, Mr.
we're not
Jones.
prepared.
All right, let me ask you this:
Yes, sir.
You got three kids.
hmm
How much money do you think a person with three children? Let me ask it in a simpler way. How much
Okay.
money do you think a person who has three kids in that age range and a wife that doesn't work? How much money do you think they need to have saved up for living expenses? You know, just in case cost of living.
Oh,
Hold on, just in case cost of living. How much the security do you think financial security do you think a person in that situation should have before they take a risk in starting a business? Let me ask it to you in that
now
way.
that's a different story. Now that's a
No,
different way of
no,
putting it.
no, no.
Okay.
It's the same. It's the
Okay.
same story. It's the same
Okay.
story.
How much should you have? How much of a nest egg should you have put up to kind of cushion you a little bit for that uh, unexpected? I say
Mm-hmm.
a person should have at least about 3 to 6 months that they can survive. 3 to 6 months that they can survive on,
That's it. For the business or
at least.
for their cost of living.
For your cost of living. For your cost of living, okay, you should have at least 3 to 6 months that you
All
can
right.
survive on. Now,
All right.
now,
So
am I giving you an optimum? Am I giving you an optimum? I'll say, hey, you can't have enough, but but minimal, but minimal. If some to support yourself and your family, you need at least 3 to 6 months. See, in 3 to 6 months, if some go haywire, right, and you it went haywire, you 30 days, you should start being able to see and map out yourself a different way of doing things. What's going to make that go over. You should be able to map out and navigate to a different way of doing things in months 2, 3, 4. So now you
right.
got that nest egg saved up that can support you. Now, in business, in business, you once again, what failed is that bit. Don't hold on to something. Don't hold on to something that's dying. Now, if it's
Well, I,
dead and
I
you ain't doing no way to bring it back up to revitalize it, put some marketing, some advertising in it, if you're doing everything that you need to be doing to boost your business along, if you're doing that and you still can't get a grip, maybe it's time for you to think about liquidating some things and trying and looking at something new. See, back in the day, let's go back to beepers. Back in the day when flex beepers came along, you obviously remember that. I was slow to make the change. You see, I was slow when the other brothers was making a change and they went on, bought all the new programmers and got with the program. I was slow to make the change back then. You see, but if for some reason your business is dying and you can't keep on, you know, then hey, go on and look for another thing. You got a business mind on you. I mean, the game is the same: buy low, sell high. You know, now today y'all got crypto and y'all got some of everything y'all could invest in. So hey, why not? If you got that kind, you can sell a truck and buy a piece of real estate, and at least get you down here. $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month. And rich coming in. Don't let it die out on you to where you have nothing. Be flexible. Be ready to make the change if it dictates that. But if this the lane that you want to be in, right? Figure out why you're not doing so well. Why are you not doing? Get on here and learn from some of the masters like yourself, some of the others. Get on here and learn. Partner up with
I,
some of the others that
I
that have
I'm not
opportunities.
I'm not a master. I'm just talking from speaking from experience. But
A PhD ain't got none. A PhD ain't got none but classroom time until they get out here and get some experience. And you
but
got
here's what
experience and the
I,
classroom. Call yourself a
I
doctor. I
but
do. Call
here
yourself a doctor.
here
I do.
no, you can't call yourself a doctor and you ain't got a PhD.
Yes, you can.
No, you
You can
can't.
do what you want to.
That's cap.
You can do what you want to.
That's cap. That's cap, Mr.
You bring
Jones.
in you bring in the knowledge, brother. You bring in the
That's
knowledge and the expertise
yeah,
with it. Come on with it now.
but I'm not going to disrespect somebody that spent a lot of money or put themselves in debt to get those three letters on the back of their name and just walk around. It'd be different if I was a rapper and I called myself Dr. Mark, like Dr. Dre or some stuff like that. But
Okay,
I don't
Doctor
have a I
Mark.
don't
We're gonna call you.
I don't no I don't look at
Well,
look at
I got a
look at
friend just retired.
look at
I got a friend, PhD, just retired. Same
hey,
doggone
hey,
thing,
hey,
man.
hey,
Y'all
hey,
did the
hey,
same
hey,
thing.
hey, 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 hold on. What's old girl name that I got straight earlier this year, last year, that just called me weird? She changed her name. She think I don't know who it is. What's her name that was running the cargo van and it took us 6 hours to load 100 pieces? I know you in the chat, so I'm sitting up here. Don't worry about. I'm gonna drop the link so you can come on. We can see how your cargo van business is doing.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm sitting up here listening to you. But you got people upset because I had to hold them accountable earlier this year. So she want to come into my chat, and the only thing I'm doing is sitting up here listening to you talking crazy to me. But we want to
I
know how
can't
your
even
car.
read it right now.
Hold on, we want to. What was her name? Damn, what was that girl name? Uh, from Philly. What was her name? Uh, damn, what was her name? This girl. What was her name? God damn, I gotta go back. But I know it's you. Don't ask me how I know either. Just know that I know. So, uh, but anyway, Natasha.
Natasha.
Yeah, Natasha, that's you. I know it's you. Yeah, I know everything. Certain people that say certain things, I don't say nothing. I just let them keep cooking. But I got some shit back here. I got some shit. So you could switch accounts and all that stuff you want. Let me know how your cargo van business doing. You getting them 100 packages loaded in a more timely fashion? All right. I'm sorry, Mr. Jones. You
Oh yes,
can't
sir.
let you can't
No, thank you.
you gotta sometimes you gotta yeah, I'm sitting up here listening to you and this girl come in here messing with me, Mr. Jones. Now come in here
Yes, sir.
messing with me. You know what I'm saying? But I had
Hey,
to
my
let her
granddad,
know. I had to let
my
her know.
granddaddy,
Yeah, she quiet
back in the
now.
day, my grandfather used to tell us a story about how he always came up $5 short on the, back in his time, right, when he was sharecropping, you know, and the white dude would always say he was $5 short, right? But Dad had said that, hey, that last year was his last time he was going to be $5 short. So that's when he moved to Memphis. When he moved to Memphis, he went back out to Millington to the Navy base and took a job. The man told him that he didn't have a job for him, but Daddy said Daddy went to work. And Daddy said when payday came, the man paid him. So he went to work every
Mm-hmm.
day as though the man had given him a job. So
Hey,
my thing is,
go
get
ahead.
up and go to
I'm listening.
work. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Yeah, one second. Hey, Natasha, I know. Don't get scared now. Like, damn, how he know? Listen, I know when your content creators come in here under funny, freaky names saying stuff. I know who they are. I know it all. I see it all. I got some shit back here that if woo Charlie. So don't get scared now. Come on out. You thought you was gonna hide behind another name? Yeah. See, I'm gonna call you out because you upset because I held you accountable. I held you accountable when you tried to place the blame on everybody but yourself. Hey, Mr. Jones, this content creation ain't for the faint of heart. You got to really be a strong individual. Just because people they try to play with you. They try to play with you. You dig what I'm saying? Sometimes you just let it go, but sometimes you got to pull up. Sometimes you got to pull up, and it's all in good, because it's not to hurt nobody. It's nothing personal. It's all based on results. It's all based on
There you
results,
go.
and and
That's
and
right.
and 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 and, 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 and that's like it's a guy right here looking. He done flip flopped. You dig what I'm saying? But I know who he is too. I see you, Caduce. Yeah, Caduce done went and switched up and then made a funny page too, and just wrote some. Caduce, I see you too. Yes, sir. I know everybody. You can make as many funny pages as you want. You see how that silence? She done got spooked, done damn near shitted on herself. She ain't got nothing to say no more. She like, damn, how you know? I'm trying to tell you, stop playing with me. And Caduce too, I see you in that too. You just put the under the PE S2G. Yeah. Did y'all forget last year when the guy called up and he damn near shitted on himself? Oh, damn, I'm sorry, Mr. J. I forgot you was on the screen. I apologize for saying that bad word.
Oh man, I'm enjoying. I'm looking at. I got it on TV. I'm
Yeah,
watching you now.
I see you. You get some pleasure out of this, don't you, Mister Jones? This is all right to you, ain't it, Mister Jones? This is all right.
It is.
This is a
I
yeah.
I love learning. I love learning. I love listening to you all. I love this medium that you all have perfected, where you could share, where somebody could sit here and share their experiences and everything with a crowd like you do. This is just, and then other people, so many people, you're touching so many people's lives. You're touching so many people's lives. You're motivating these young men to get up and go get it, man. And I love what you all do in this, and y'all have y'all back and forth, and then y'all come back and y'all clear up things, and then once we get everything cleared up, then hey, we right back on the game plan. Man, I love it, man, I do. I'm learning a lot, and I hope everybody else is. It's about us sharing knowledge and information that's going to raise everybody up. Everybody's going to come up based on this. Somebody, tripped because they did. I sent a little $20 chat thing to you. I had to go and put a card in there to do that. I never knew how to do that. I never did it before. But listening to you, I thought it was so important just to participate. I wanted to learn how to do it. So that was my first time ever doing it. And somebody said that, made a statement or something, and as though it wasn't enough. Well, if 92 people that's on this chat tipped in this brother for his information, for this doctorate degree that he has, given that, and he's so freely given us,
Well, I don't have
then he'll
Mr.
be all
Jones.
right.
Mr. Jones, who got a doctoral degree? I ain't got one.
Shit. You better excuse me. I'm sorry. I ain't supposed to say it on YouTube or something. Hey,
Look, you can
listen.
curse. You can curse. I'm just not gonna curse. You can
Can't
curse.
nobody listen. Don't let nobody tell you who you ain't, who you are not. You are everything that you say you are. Who came up with that nonsense anyway? You see.
What nonsense? What you talking about, Mr. Jones?
Like
Mr.
all
Jones,
that.
Mr.
Don't let
Jones,
nobody
don't.
identify who you are.
Mr. Jones, you looking for some smoke, Mr. Jones? You want some smoke? You don't, Mr. Jones.
What you mean?
Leave the
What you
smoke
mean some
alone.
smoke, man?
No,
What you mean some
not that
smoke,
type.
man?
Not that type of smoke, Mr. Jones. Not that type of smoke. No, not that type of smoke, Mr. Jones.
Now let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm not against nothing. No, I'm not against nothing nobody do. Only thing I'm against is that if you do something that something too hard for you. So hey,
Hey, Mr.
if that's the thing, do it.
Yeah, I just come to put on a good show. Little lot of education, a little entertainment, It's just this entertainment right here. Did she come back yet? She's trying to figure out. She done shut the computer down. God damn! Cut it back on, Natasha. Cut it back on, man. Yeah, cut it back on. It's too late. We got you. Cut it back on. This she done left. She done left, Mr. Jones. You see this? Ain't
Mm.
this a God dang it. She done left.
Hey,
Done came here trying to mess with Mark under a funny dunny. And Big Mark,
Mr.
like
COVID,
man, this is
Mr.
crazy.
COVID, yes sir.
Who is Mr. Cole? We can't say that word. We can't say
Oh,
that
I
word.
can't say the COVID. Oh, okay, that was his name up there. I'm sorry.
Oh, Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby. I thought you
Yes
said
sir.
the other C word with the V.
Oh,
Yeah, I ain't.
I don't even. Oh no, don't even deal with that. He said, "Hey, the Memphis came out of Mr. Jones." All right, Mr. Cole. This is nice.
You like this? Maybe you should set
I
you up
do.
a channel. You want to do a show?
Well,
We could do it. We could do a
no.
show. It's called. It'll be called Me and Mr. Jones. Look how I just came up with that title. This where I'm good, Mr. Jones. This where I'm good. I'm just Mr. Jones. I'm just this content stuff. I'm just good at it, Mr. Jones. See how I came up with that title on the fly? Me and Mr. Jones. I'm just good, man.
See,
I'm
can't
good,
nobody do
man.
that. See, can't
God
nobody
damn
do
it.
that but doctors. Can't nobody do
No,
that but
I'm
masters in their field.
no. I ain't no doctor.
But masters
I'm
in their
just
crap.
I'm just witty, man. I'm clever, man. That's it. I can
Mm-hmm.
come up with stuff on the drop of a dime. I listen.
But
Listen. I went to public schools.
mm-hmm.
Listen, from day one kindergarten, like you had to learn how to talk about people. You weren't gonna make it. You had to be off the drop, man. The mama jokes wore out real quick. You got to know how to look at a
Mm-hmm.
person and go in on them.
Yeah.
I've been doing it 40 years, so I'm just quick with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quick with it. I'm on the dime with it. You can't, because as soon as you walk in the door, like it's on all day. We got 8 hours. When we go to lunch, my freshman year, I had fifth period lunch. Man, that's an hour. We sitting in there for 55
Mm-hmm.
minutes. It's a roasting session.
Mm-hmm.
It's a roasting
Mm-hmm.
session. All right. So it just got to be
My
quick on your
uncle,
feet usually.
I give you my background in coming through Chicago all the time. My uncle,
Speak on
Dr.
it, Mr.
Nokomis
Henry.
Johnson,
Is he a
sir.
real doctor, or you just call him doctor too?
No, he's Dr. Nokomis Johnson. He
Okay.
retired many. Well, he's dead now. That's my grandmother's brother.
Okay. All right.
In Cook County school system up there,
Okay.
and then my wife,
All
uncle, he's over there, 63rd and Damien, and that's where we normally hang out at when we come up to Chicago
right.
over that way.
63rd and Damon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But now my uncle Nokomis, he uh way back in the day, I can tell you something. He used to live over there on State Street up in one of them high rises over there on State Street. So I used to park over there. I used to park a
Mm.
big rig. See, now I'm going to tell you something else. Golly. I used to park over there at the
Mm.
paper company. Right over there in that area. You had a newspaper company over there in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm listening.
we used to ride up there. And when we got up there, I would we had to walk across the street over there to Uncle Nokoma's house, to his apartment over there in that high rise. So I used to ride in a truck with someone. Used to make drops up there back in the day every now and then.
Just keep talking. I'm looking, but I'm scanning the room. I'm scanning. Just keep talking. I'm
Yes,
scanning.
sir.
I just got to.
Yes, sir.
Quit playing with me. Did she come back in the room? Yeah, or she didn't. She ain't came back. Scared. Listen, I scared the mess out of her. That's why I'm saying some of these trolls, they just need to leave certain people alone. Leave me alone.
So have you thought about dispatching, Mark?
No.
Have you considered dispatching? No.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nah. I like just doing nothing for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. How long you been doing this channel?
About a little over 2.5 years. I enjoy it.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I get my satisfaction comes from helping people. It's kind of like a form. It's kind of like a form of philanthropy. In a sense. But then again, but then again, it's like a hobby as well. So keeps me occupied, and it gives me a chance to. I can, because you got to do things to keep your mind occupied and sharp. So public speaking, it keeps your mind sharp. It exercises your brain, right? Because you have to articulate yourself, and it helps me keep my mind from being idle, because I have to, no one wants to get up here and look crazy. So that's why I just kind of stick to what I know, and I don't kind of venture off into things I don't know. So I use it as a form of philanthropy, a hobby, and to, just keep my brain working, exercising. Because speaking, I'm constantly, my brain is constantly thinking of what I'm going to say next, and so on and so forth. So it keeps me sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And then every now and again, I'll go out and maybe do like you did, pick up a box or two, film it, and then upload it. I haven't done it in like 2 weeks, but if I get the desire to do that, I'll go out and I'll do that, film it, upload it, get some infield content. But yeah, no, dispatch, no, dispatching nothing, dispatching, no. No.
Have you and some of the other brothers hooked up? And do you all, for some of you content creators in this lane, do you all get together and chop it up?
I met Big Vic when he came to the city last year. Was it early? It was last year. He DM'd me. I took him out to dinner. Kirk.
Oh, great.
Kirk came here a couple times. I showed Kirk the time of his life. He was smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah.
He was smiling like the Joker. He was smiling like the Joker when he left. Yeah, he was smiling from ear to ear. Yeah, I showed him a good time. I've met some
You see,
subscribers. They roll through the city. I take them out to dinner. That's my thing. When you come through, I'll take you out, show you a good time. You know what I'm saying?
old Big Vic got that brand new electric Cadillac he riding around in. He came through Memphis, and I missed him. I was gone. I was off on another farm agriculture trip, and he came through. I wanted, if it was possible, I would like to have met him. He bought that brand new Cadillac car through here with that all electric, and he was talking about it. So came over. I think he said to sign another contract with Amazon. So I like to see y'all doing very well like that. That's good. And then sharing your knowledge so that others can benefit from it. That's the same thing I do in agriculture, man. Same thing. So that's great.
Yeah. What else you got to talk about, Mr. Jones? I got a little bit.
I'm just gonna sit back and watch, man. I'm just gonna sit back and watch and gather as much information as I can. Talk to the wife. She's been anxious to say something to me. She wanted me to sit down and be still. I want to get a cup of coffee. So I go ahead and see what we're gonna eat for dinner. Okay. We'll sit down and eat dinner.
Well, man, you gotta come up more often, Mr. Jones.
I'm coming up to Chicago to see you. Exactly. The point would be to come to see you.
I don't mean come up here.
I'm coming.
I'm talking about come up. I'm talking about come up on the channel. I didn't mean come up here. But see, literally come up on the channel.
But if I can come up there and take you to dinner, I might get some more pointers. That's why I don't make as many mistakes. I believe in paying. I believe in sharing in my education.
See, I don't believe in that. When you're in my town, it's for me to do the hospitality. It's for me to be hospitable. Now, if I come to your town, then I allow a person to be hospitable when I come to your town. But when you come to the city of wind, I'm not gonna let nobody come to my city and show me a good time in my city. That's just the other way around, Mr. Jones.
Okay.
All right, now I got some. I got some manners now. I ain't from your old school, but I was raised with some morals about myself now. What I look like? What, Mr. Jones? What I look like? What I look like? Let you come to my town and you taking me out to dinner? That's like you flew me in or something. Like you can't fly me in my own
no,
shit.
Come on, I heard that before. I heard that one before.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Jones, what you know about flying? What you know about flew in? Now you don't know nothing about. Hold on. Now we got no, because you don't know nothing about none of this other stuff. But you heard about fluid in. You know about some fluid in. How you know about fluid in?
Because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you right quick. I'll tell you why right quick.
You might want to close the door.
Because one of my associates, one of my associates, he goes by, what did he say that it is? Passport bro. One of my associates called himself a passport bro. He loves down South America, man.
Oh Lord!
He loved going to the Philippines and South America and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of heard that before, that term.
Nah. You heard it, all right. You know about all this. You got a passport.
Yeah,
you got a Mr. Jones, you got a passport.
I do.
Yeah. You been to Colombia recently?
Yeah.
Enough said. All right, I'm gonna get off the phone with you, Mr. Jones. I'm gonna get off the phone with you, Mr. Jones.
Hey, brother, nice chopping it up with you. I appreciate everything you do, and I'm sure your viewers love you just like I do. Keep it up, and I'll be right here, man, as often as I can catch you coming on.
Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna get you off of here before you get in trouble. I'll talk to you another time, Mr. Jones. Bye. Get on off of here.